Hello everyone, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for clicking on this video, and in response to that I'm going to do a gameplay review of this game on the ZX Spectrum 48K. It's STAR Interceptor, Star Wars related, although I don't think it's an official Star Wars tie-in, although it does have the Star Wars music in a fashion. Published by System Free Software in 1985, it's a shooter where you must save the Earth from the Death Star. Now you might want to read this story, but for some reason the Death Star is attacking the Earth, so that wasn't in Star Wars. So we must send out a lone ship, and if you didn't know this, the Death Star does have a weakness. Apparently the exhaust port, if you chuck a torpedo down there, it will blow up. The Empire never learn. How many games has the Death Star blown up? Well, too many to remember, I think. But anyway, this game is divided into 3 sections: a launch, so listen out for the speech at the start, a deep space, and a trench run, which you'd expect no less being a Star Wars game. Come out on the Commodore 64. Haven't played that version. If you have, then let me know. Looks quite nice so far. Right, let's launch. This is Earth, by the way. We need to get that ship through that gateway in the middle without crashing. That seemed quite straightforward. Did you catch the speech there? We've got 3 lives. You can see our energy level down the bottom right there, those coloured boxes. Now this is where the game falls down ever so slightly. Good that this is coded. It's better just to avoid the other ships rather than try and engage them in combat, so it gets a little bit boring. There's a bit of a dead area, the left and the right of the screen. If you hang there, it's very unlikely they're going to crash into you. As you see the Death Star in the top left in cyan gradually getting closer and closer to us. When we get there, if we do get there, which I'm sure we will, there's a trench run. Yeah. This stage just lasts a bit long, so it does get a little bit boring. Although the sounds of these TIE fighters are pretty cool for the ZX Spectrum. You notice that this ship has 5 shields represented by the colours. We've lost 1 shield. Magenta is the next shield down. As soon as all those go, then you've got 1 life left. So I'm not sure this game will have much longevity to it. Nice star field in the background, I like that. But overall as a game, it's not really making me that excited. It's good to see. The ships move quite quick, nice bit of perspective there. If you like this one, let me know, but I think it's just... Initially, it's okay, and then after a few goes, which I've had, it starts to get a little bit dull. If I don't get too far on this, if I don't complete it, because I want to see what the graphics are like when the Death Star finally does blow up, I have got a cheat for infinite energy, so we'll do that if I don't do it on this go. But I might do it on this go, mightn't I? The Death Star's getting gradually closer. The trench looks a bit wobbly. Yeah, there's another game, funny enough, on the Game Boy Advance called Flight of the Falcon, where it would be quite good, but the stages last too long and it gets boring. And this suffers a little bit from the same sort of thing, I guess, although this one was a lot earlier. I'm not sure many people would have had this game. I'm not sure, as I said, if it's an official tie into the Star Wars license, but there we go. ZX Spectrum, it was different times. You could pretty much do whatever you wanted. Nowadays you'll get hit on by a ton of bricks, really. So we're flying to the Death Star. Fly to survive. Right, I think we're there. Right, now it's the trench run, which is blue. We've got to avoid these obstacles, left and right. The ship can go up and down a little bit, which I should have done there. There'll be gun turrets shooting at us at some point. TIE fighters flying into the trench and other hover ships. Yeah, okay, so we've lost all our shields, you've noticed. We were about to lose a life here. Luke, right, they're shooting at us and they've got us. Down to the next life. Cover me, Pawkins. Where's Pawkins? So I presume this is Star Wars A New Hope trench run. Oh dear. Our shields aren't looking great here. Diddly-dee. Nice bit of perspective this. It's quite fast, isn't it? So well coded there. Nice and fast. Haven't seen too many other games like this. Fast but dull. Would that be a sequel to the Fast and the Furious? Right, there's a hover ship there. Let's get round that. Okay. This is an X-Wing, although it's not officially called an X-Wing in the instructions. I like to see attempts at all different types of games, and you must say this is quite unique as a game. They've done quite well. So well done, System 3. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, so I'll mention it again. They also did IK Plus, which is a great conversion. First played that on the Amiga. It's a karate game, so check that one out if you haven't already. I reviewed that quite a while ago. I don't think this game ends. We're on easy mode. Once we completed it, if we need to do, it just goes back to the beginning again on the next level up. Right, I've got 1 life left. I need to find that exhaust port, but I think we're going to fly through this trench for quite a long time. I don't know why we couldn't have entered the trench a bit nearer the end to the exhaust port, but there you go. Yeah. Well done, Urso, for putting that floor in there. If you haven't seen Rogue One, I'm sure you must have done if you're a Star Wars fan, but if you haven't seen that, watch that. I think that's great. There we go. Time of recording, they're working on, well, Star Wars The Last Jedi, I think it's finished, but they haven't been released. And they're working on the Han Solo film. I'm not sure about the Han Solo film. Han Solo not played by Harrison Ford. I won't prejudge it, but I could be disappointed. We'll see. Oh, that's it. I'm doomed. Right, okay. So, as I said, I do want to see what it looks like when the Death Star blows up. So we'll put in a poke, which I've looked up beforehand online. Didn't have online in 1985. I'll put that in, and we're there. Look, Luke, Han, R2-D2 and Chewie have beaten us. We'll get them this time. Come on, Chewie. Hope Chewie's in that Han Solo film. He must be. Perhaps he gets rescued from slavery. If it's already come out, you probably already know these things. Comment below your favourite Han Solo moment if that film is out. A good rendition of the Star Wars music here. Yes, that's enough of that. Right, we're on Space Cadet mode. There are more advanced modes. Going up to Commander. Right, fly through the portal and Bob's your auntie, as Yoda once said. No space portals in Star Wars. There we go, we're through. If you go too far left or right on that first bit, the ship will explode and you have to do it all again. But once you've had a few goes on that, you'll be doing it all the time. Doesn't give you much of a challenge. Now, as I said on this one, would have been a good shooter, but it's best just to avoid the other ships. Right, shields aren't going down, I've noticed, so the poke's working. So we just got to endure this and get to the trench run, complete that, see the Death Star blowing up, remember that memory forever, and then we never have to play the game ever again. Hooray! This bit's like a 3D Galaxians, isn't it, really? I mean, it is really well coded, this bit, the way the TIE fighters come down in different colours and going left and right. That's quite good. I wasn't a big coder back in the day, I could do really basic stuff, so this sort of thing really interests me. I'd love to see the screen there. Is it just normal code or is it machine code? How do they do it? You don't have to get too technical and then it gradually loses me. Boom! Right, TIE fighters. TIE fighters in the films were all black, apart from the new trilogy, the future trilogy, where they have white solar panels. They never had green or yellow ones. Never anything like that. Right, how close is the Death Star? We're almost there. We should have hyperspaced in a bit closer to the small moon. That's no moon. That's a space station. We know these things. Hang in there, R2. Hope he hasn't taken a cut. Well, this might not even be R2, because this is launched from Earth, this. So it might be Dan Dare. Don't want to mix up my franchises. Dan Dare. Oh, kaboom, kasplat. Well, this stage lasts very long, doesn't it? I can only guess what it does, because I've played it before. The trench run lasts quite a long time as well. So in the meantime, while you're watching this, if you want to comment any Star Wars knowledge or any other Spectrum Star Wars games, then do so. I've already reviewed Star Wars, which is an arcade conversion from Atari, and Empire Strikes Back 2, and Return of the Jedi, and this is another Star Wars one. There is another one I need to do too, which I think you fly the Millennium Falcon in that one, from the screenshots anyway, so we need to look at that at some point. Right, we're here, back in the good old trench run. We know what we need to do. Avoid obstacles, avoid everything, get to the end. The trench looks a lot wider than the films, if you could call this a trench. It's like a big chasm. I've lost count of the amount of times I've gone down a trench in various games. Public domain, Amiga games, PlayStation games, and now the Spectrum. We just can't help but keep going down this trench. Come on. Why? Where's the rest of Rogue Squadron? Oh, because Rogue Squadron don't exist, do they? Because this isn't Star Wars. This is Earth versus the Death Star. It's a mismatch. Mismatch. Oh, well, with no astromech in there, does it make a difference? What do the astromechs do in these X-wings? Just squill and beep boop a bit. Beep boop, boop beep. Come on. Come on, exhaust port, please. Exhaust port. Man, this game is pretty boring, isn't it? Ooh, Yawnorama. I'm not really getting the excitement of Star Wars. Now, in A New Hope, this is the culmination of the film. This is where all the excitement is built up to, with the fight on the Death Star. If it built up to this, I think, yeah, I would have been a bit disappointed. But it's an 8-bit glory game, 1985. Glad they made it. Wouldn't have liked to have bought it back in the day. You let me know what you think. I think it's well coded but boring. That's my summing up. Sound quite minimal, but this is 48k. My shields are holding strong. The Empire don't know what's going on. All they know is that I'm cheating. Oh, more obstacles to avoid, which I didn't. The Force is strong with this one. I think he's got a poke on, said Darth Vader. Oh no. Cheaters never prosper, but sometimes you need to if you want to see the end of the game or doing a review. That's what I say anyway. I could have left it at about 40 seconds when I just got blown up at the start, but no one's got time for that. We're supposed to at least have a look at the game with a bit of nostalgia goggles on too. If you play this as a kid aged about 8, 10 all the time, you'll probably love this because it's not just about the game, it's about memories and it teleports you back to more sensible times, should we say, where it wasn't so complicated. The time where you was a kid and you didn't really appreciate the need for money, as soon as you did, then it was game over dudes. Right, it must be coming up to the end now. No, more obstacles to get around. Left, right. Left. Stay left. Right. Stay right. Left. Right. Left. You get the idea, don't you? Right, this must be near the end now. Maybe the screen's going to change colour at some point to let us know, where the exhaust port is, where these gun turrets are. Don't know what those white things are. Probably shield generators or something. We get points for shooting them, but it isn't 100% necessary. I don't know how many miles we've gone now. We must have gone round the Death Star 4 times. Where's this exhaust port? Perhaps they've blocked it up with some chicken wire. Yeah, Tarkin saw it and thought, right, we need to block that up. Come on, we need to start a chain reaction that blows up the whole station. Hopefully no innocent people are on here that get killed or any mouse droids. The mouse droids have got on a ship and escaped out the back somewhere. They're innocent, those mouse droids. Come on. Oh, if you see the exhaust port, let me know. Hopefully we see it quite soon. If it takes 2 weeks, we'll probably abort this. I don't want to be playing this forever. This is longer than the last stage. Come on, is it going to open up now? Man. This is the longest bit of the game, I think. Did you complete this without any cheat modes on? Those people that did buy it, let me know, of course. But I think this is quite an obscure game, this. I don't think many people will have it. Oh, stop shooting at me. But I've got super shields and no one can get past those. I don't think. Oh man, why isn't it ending? End, please, end. End. Oh man, oh no. Right, I'm going to stop. Right, come on. Come on. What does an exhaust port look like? It's like a circle, isn't it, in the floor? Luke, we're going to lunch. We're bored watching you. Let us know when you've done it. Boom. Right, is this it? No. More things shooting at us. Maybe there's never an exhaust port. This is the road to nowhere. Well, what's happened there? We might have hit it without knowing it. Have we? What's going on? Oh, it's blown up. I hope we escaped. I think we escaped. I think I saw a dot of us escaping. Well, that's quite naff. That's pretty poor. We did all the game for that. All the game for that as he gets turned into red tinsel stuff. Yeah. Well, that wasn't really worth it, was it? I mean, game over sequences on the Spectrum aren't going to be great, but that was, it looks like they was attempting a lot, but accomplished not much. Well, I'd say this game is okay-ish, but it's badly paced and it's quite boring. But anyway, hope you liked having a look at that one. That was STAR Interceptor on the ZX Spectrum 48K, published by System Free Software in 1985. Thanks for watching that. If you've got any comments about the game, or any other similar ones, or the Spectrum in general, then please put it below. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye. No, we won't prepare for launch. Goodbye.
Goodbye.